Why do I see that? I
Upper
actually see that,
elbow.
and that's
an excellent place for contemplation. One has the best view of the cathedral from here. Mesmerizing, wouldn't you say? An impeccable manifestation of the Lord Emperor's sublimity.
You are in dialogue. Here you can learn more about your current events, speaking, influencing the characters you are speaking to, or even alter the course of the game's narrative. Your character's personal story depends on the dialogue choices you make. Yep, I got it. All this ostentatious luxury, this laughable pretense. It is enough to make one think that the architects meant to compensate rather than glorify.
An interesting perspective. However, allow me to offer you a bit of advice. In the interests of your own well-being, you should frame your thoughts with greater piety. Demonstrating such a lack of care when choosing your words might be viewed by certain people as evidence of insufficient trepidation before the God Emperor, the master of humanity.
I merely criticize the talentless architects of this place, nothing more.
I understand, but the particularities of my craft have made me a perceptive individual, capable of seeing through to the root of things. Unlike millions of his devout servants. Trust me, your words could easily be interpreted a different way, especially by one inclined to do so.
Continue. What the
Allow
fuck?
me to introduce myself. Conrad Voigtveer, Master of Whispers, in the employ of Her Ladyship rogue trader Theodora von Valencias. At your service. I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with you in person before.
Commodore Isabel von Maynard, captain of the Drisses. Oh. My name is Isabel.
My regards, mistress. Or should I say, von Valencius, scion of a blessed rogue trader house in the service of the Imperium. Perhaps this kinship came as a shock to you, understandably so, given that all evidence of the connection was lost in the generations separating you and Lord Captain Theodora. It required no small effort on the part of her ladyship's servants to discover and verify this blood tie, which has now made you one of the heirs of this dynasty.
Why am I a Lord Captain? A strange title for the Lady Theodora.
Such are the traditions of the Imperium. Lord Captain is the title that was established in the annals of the Lex Imperialis, at the time when the first rogue traders entered the Gold Emperor's service.
That's funny.
And therefore, it is sacred.
Wait. I'll look at this another time. You say I'm one of the rogue trader's heirs, so there is another candidate.
There is. And you will meet him soon enough.
Why am I aboard this vessel? Why have I been brought here?
So that you may fulfill your blood duty. Whatever obligations you had before, they are henceforth null and void. By order of the Lord Captain, you have been requisitioned to serve the rogue trader, indeed blessed by the God Emperor.
Continue.
I see that you are shocked. Yes, you understood correctly. Lady Theodora's authority indeed supersedes that of those whom you obeyed before. The Lord Captain's power is so great that she is capable of performing unthinkable feats, such as changing the fate of a servant of the Imperium. Your fate.
Tell me more about the nigga whose ship I found myself on.
I would rather not discuss the Lord Captain behind her back. Especially not on board her ship. No one knows better than I that whispers are wont to attract particularly close attention. Suffice it to say that her ladyship is the bearer of the sacred warrant of trade and a woman of immense power and entitlement. However privileged your position may be, I ask that you do not incur her anger by being disrespectful or obtuse. Lady Theodora despises both qualities.
You have a curious title. Master of Whispers? One of your responsibilities.
To put it plainly, I am the head of the network of spies and informers who serve the interests of House von Valencius. I uncover weak links both among Lady Theodora's retinue and in the ranks of her rivals. I eliminate our vulnerabilities and exploit those of others.
I assume you had some goal in mind when you decided to seek me out? Let's address that.
But of course, I have come to invite you to a meeting with Lady Theodora. I imagine you have many questions for your patroness, and I'm sure she has just as many questions for you. It is regrettable that you haven't yet had an opportunity to speak. It has been an arduous voyage thus far.
Continue.
The Lord Captain and Master Ethelthrad von Valencius are conversing on the observation platform. Let us join them there.
Keep your wits about you. Let's not waste time with pleasantries.
This is going somewhere. No views yet. I'll just fucking advertise.
Always
it
keep your
somewhere.
eye on the prize.
Massive conference table, obviously crafted from wood, a resource. A resource of a Purple Valley Board avoids.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Let's see, race ahead again. I'll hand you over to the technician's signatures.
I always keep my options open.
I'll test it out later.
One of the Von Valencius trophy rooms. Perhaps you would like to take a look around after your audience with the Lord Captain.
That's a last turn. That is a Lehman Russ standard variant of the battle card.
What's happening? Run! The servitors have gone berserk!
Wow, good first impressions, you fucking.
No mercy to those who oppose Von Valencius!
To survive in the grim darkness of the far future, you will have to face enemies of all kinds and fight for your life. These hints and tutorials will familiarize you with the combat system of the Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader. Click the bottom at the top of the screen to start the battle.
Wow. You guys are fucking incompetent. Those are some rough ass ragdolls. Alright.
Taking calculated risk is my second nature. I'll make it happen. The best defense
I won't
is a
stand
good
for it.
offense.
I refuse.
On it.
Wow, you fuckers are dog shit.
I won't compromise my principles.
What the fuck?
I'll see to it perfect.
What suspiciously poor timing for such an accident. Servitors malfunction on the officer's deck at exactly the same moment when the rogue trader and her heirs are gathered here. I have blocked all passages between the upper and lower sectors of the residential decks. If this is a deliberate attack, it should stop the culprits from advancing their plan.
Okay, dipshit.
I'm afraid I must remain here. For Lady Theodora's safety, I have to oversee the execution of these orders personally. I hope you will have no difficulty reaching the observation platform on your own. It is just at the end of this corridor.
Let
Possibly
us not
Blackstone.
dawdle.
Interesting.
Keep your wits about you.
Yeah, definitely safe. Totally.
Is there money to be made?
That is simply irrational, Lady Theodora. Assimilation into the trade structure would be political and economic suicide. Practically an admission of heresy.
Ooh, heresy.
Then suggest an alternative that will satisfy me. I have described the situation. No worse than my seneschal could have done. Make a decision. What will you do with Ion 6, Edelthrad? Our second candidate has joined us. Approach and give me your answer. Consider this hypothetical situation. Ion 6. A new world on the fringes of the Coronis Expanse. High seismic activity, regular magma eruptions, metamorphic rock deposits, prospects for large-scale mining. The world is populated by natives who worship some heretical underworld spirits that protect those who offer them sacrifices. Flights of fancy, you might say, but attempts to install ore extractors have failed for the second time. The mining crews sent to the planet's surface simply vanished overnight. My question to you is, what would you do with this poisoned treasure? Thorough, but presumptuous. It took me a great deal to find one psyker who could serve me well for many years. Yet you speak of several.
Sanctioned psychers are rare and valuable instruments of the Golden Throne. Or do you suggest that we use heretics, who are an offense to the God Emperor's light? It would be rather careless of you to utter such profanity in the presence of his faithful servants.
I gave a straight answer to a simple question, which, as I understood, was still more than you could do, Edelthrad.
Insolent, ignorant upstart. How dare you?
Continue. No!
I beg your forgiveness, Lady Theodora.
Ah, shit.
Your presence has such a profound effect on me that I well forgot the time.
Ignore that. Fuck.
So, why are you here?
Was it not you who sent for me?
You have ceded the opening that was offered to you in a woeful display of meekness. Admittedly, this tendency is equally strong in all who toil in the Emperor's service. Immutable hierarchy, absolute obedience, lickspittlery, compulsion to please. I value none of these things. From the moment my envoys came for you, the terms of your existence changed.
Interesting wording, but continue on.
My name is Theodora von Valancius Massimo of Scaris. I am a rogue trader in the service of the God Emperor of humanity. And my rights and freedoms are vindicated by a most sacred relic. The warrant of trade, kept aboard this very vessel. Mine is the honor to venture into the darkness, beyond the Imperium, and carry humanity's light where powers wicked and heretical reign, and bow death and ruin to us all. It is my decision alone to determine the fate of whatever I find past the bounds of the explored void. Every world I discover, along with all there is to find thereon. Resources, people, riches, and mysteries, is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess fortunes that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And you are one of those with Fon Valancius blood in their veins and a rightful claim to this inheritance when the hour comes.
It's all too sudden for me.
Perhaps. Yesterday you were just another servant of the Imperium, one of the faceless multitudes. Today, visitors in the Fon Valancius colors come to you without any explanation and escort you to a vessel that departs for the far-off Coronis expanse. But such is the nature of my position. My claim on you is sacred and non-negotiable. I require all those who possess even a drop of the Fon Valancius blood, no matter who they may be. Blood right alone is not enough to earn the high honor of becoming the bearer of a warrant of trade. Nonetheless, your abilities and talents may yet prove useful. If not for the role of Lord Captain, then for that of their closest ally. Alas, even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging for those who share your blood. Kunrad Voitvir served me for many years before he made his mistake. Naturally, some have yet to arrive on board, but you have had the pleasure of meeting one of them. Edelthrad may be somewhat disconcerted by the scale of the responsibilities that may potentially fall upon his shoulders. However, I have a good feeling about him as a candidate.
Okay, so that's how that fucking works. Alright. If you are satisfied with Eltithrad, then what sense is there having this conversation? Why are you wasting your time on me?
Impatience. I am rather fond of impatient people. They are not as quick to resign themselves to circumstance and more eager to show initiative. Even if I do choose Edelthrad as my successor, I will still require loyal advisors. The skills and knowledge you acquired in your former life may prove invaluable here, in the Coronis expanse.
Continue.
You were once a Lord Captain yourself, aboard your own ship. You know everything there is to know about the life of this gargantuan beast and its thousands of crew members. You know how fickle machine spirits can be, how weak-willed are the rabble from the lower decks, how a single tactical decision can turn the tide of a battle. Few people can claim to have such priceless experience that is so highly sought after in my calling. Moreover, your courage has made you far more famous than you yourself probably realize. True feats of heroism will forever live on in the annals of the Imperium and bring honor to the von Valancius line.
Did I hear you correctly? The Master of Whispers is related to you?
His kinship to me is most distant, as is yours. Nonetheless, he does bear the name von Valancius, even if he avoids using it publicly, and as such, strictly speaking, can be considered my heir. That door, however, is closed to him. Voigtvir's performance in his current role is satisfactory. Or it used to be, at least.
Thank you for clarifying. May I ask me questions now?
I have some time before the Navigator gives the signal to initiate the Void ship's translation out of the warp, and my presence is required on the bridge.
What are my current responsibilities?
Observe, learn, absorb. It will take time for you to find your bearings aboard this vessel and in your new position. Eventually, I will find a post that suits you as I did for Edelthrad. Until that time comes, consider yourself my aide.
Where is your ship headed?
The Rykad system, the domain of rogue trader Winterscale, one of my peers, and rivals. Besides me, 2 other rogue traders exist in the Coronis Expanse, and each of them possesses resources comparable to mine. Perhaps you will one day assist House von Valancius in surpassing both of them in affluence and splendor.
Continue.
I set the course for Rykad on the demand for a very specific reason. Perhaps I shall yet apprise you of the purpose for this voyage, but now is not the time.
Navigator, translation. What are these things that you speak of?
Surely I should not have to explain such things to a former Commodore? Did you never set foot outside your stateroom? Vessels such as this one are capable of leaving real space and traversing into the warp, an otherworldly dimension of cruel and unthinkable forces. By entering it under the protection of the Gellerfield, we shorten the route to our destination, crossing distances that would require hundreds of years in a matter of weeks instead. Sometimes
Or
in
thousands
days
of
or
years.
even hours. That is how humanity spread across the galaxy. That is how we were able to build the Imperium, which spans millions of stars.
The whisper nigga should say it. Anyways, I have no more questions.
In that case, I shall head to... Disturbances reported on the adjacent decks. Seneschal, if the need arises, protect the new blood. It is possible that the chance to prove your worth may present itself sooner than you may have anticipated.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, that's not super.
will beg for mercy, but I will grant none!
Surrender to the dark powers!
Oh.
Emperor, protect me.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time. I took care of this one.
Oh. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, what the fuck?
Stay vigilant. To the heretics. Death to the weak.
Oh, Jesus. I thought this nigga was gonna die. But no, a normal human just cleaved him in two.
Brace yourself, Abelard.
Death to non-believers.
That you have the balls.
Let's make some opportunities. Who if not me? Your end was inevitable.
Out of my way!
You ever thought about killing yourself? Well, obviously he has with what he just did, but...
I serve the ruinous powers!
Tried and tested tactics.
Was
are
that
the
an
best
overcharged fucking plasma gun?
ones. One fewer target.
He took off his legs.
Break them up! For the glory of the Imperium! Chaos guides me!
I've suffered worse. I took care of this one.
I'll make it happen.
I can handle this.
Follow my lead.
Weapon at the ready. Die!
Wow, that was fucking beautiful.
Mort, take a team with you and clear a path to the transport line. Do not let a single whoreson survive. Didn't bat an eye when that scum burst onto the deck, huh? Not bad. I have seen many an officer who panicked at the sight of combat on the upper decks. The false sense of security offered by their position makes them that much more vulnerable to the harsh realities of warp travel. Mort has gone on ahead to clear a path for us. If you want to make yourself useful, go after him and see if the Arch-Militant requires aid. And be quick about it.
I always have a backup plan. wise, keep your eye on the prize.
Thank Providence you are alive and well.
Always on time, eh, Coonrad? The moment we finish chasing the riffraff around the deck, you show up. Always just after the fighting's done. You could set your chrono by it.
Mort, pull yourself together.
What, did the Lord Captain send you to chivvy us along? We're all done here. I'll report right away.
Master of Whispers, what is happening on my ship? The Voxnet is silent. The Vox Master is not responding. Armed assailants have stormed the officer's deck, and my arch-militant just destroyed several more heretics on the way here.
Huh. Yeah, I'm not going to super hell.
Is this a severe case of warp madness? Have some of my crew lost their minds and forgotten who they are and whom they serve? Report!
I have not yet received word from the Engineerium regarding any Geller field failures, but communications were already unstable half an hour ago, and now they have ceased altogether. Whatever the cause may be, the consequences are spreading fast. I am receiving scattered reports from the middle decks, and the only voxcasts from the lower bays are one-way heretical gibberish. That the madmen have already reached the officer's deck suggests that this outrage was planned in advance. Perhaps this is an organized mutiny.
First, we have to confirm that the bridge and the navigator's sanctum are secure. And I have the means to do both things at once.
Damn, she's a badass.
Edelthrad, where is he? I must know if he is unharmed. A psyker aboard a ship that is potentially being assailed by the warp could pose a greater threat to himself and others than a whole army of madmen with improvised weapons.
I tried to locate him, but the last thing known about his movements is that he arrived on Transitional Deck 18.
Blast it! Master of Whispers, find Edelthrad immediately. Seneschal, locate Tlas and the Sister of Battle. Both are to remain at my side. Arch-militant, with me. I must go to my study. And it appears we might encounter heretics along the way.
Isabel?
If I may, Lord Captain. Transitional Deck 18 is at the heart of the disturbance, and if our goal is to bring Edelthrad back, I could use some support. After all, I'm not as adept at directly confronting enemies of the House as the esteemed Arch-Militant, and taking into consideration Edelthrad's psychic powers.
Then it's settled. Find Edelthrad and bring him here. In whatever state you find him. This elevator leads to restricted compartments such as my personal chambers and the bridge. Do not let me down. I require you both.
I hear and obey, Lord Captain.
Then move out! More...
Are you ready to head to 18? It is a long walk, and you do not even have proper gear.
I shall make do. Lead the way.
Of course you will. Lady Theodora, would never have someone she couldn't rely on as one of her heirs. But that is no longer relevant.
Fuck! Oh shit! Oh. Oh, whoops. I thought it was still loading.
Careful, careful. Be gentle with our guest. She has an important mission to complete during our visit to the Warren Chamber, and for that, I need her breathing. Oh, you are back with us, I see. Delightful.
Voigitvier, you two-faced scum! You are the one behind this mayhem?
How perceptive of you. I'll help you with the next insight. I need you here for your blood. You have the option to share it voluntarily, or I will squeeze it out of you myself. We are in the anteroom of the Warren Chamber, this void ship's most hallowed vault. There, beyond those gates, lies the relic that gives Theodora all of her power. The sacred Warrant of Trade. Only one obstacle remains on my path to obtaining it. The gates of the chamber are guarded by the Sentinel, an ancient device that will only open the door to a true heir of the dynasty. I expected to do this part myself, but never mind. You will offer your blood to the Sentinel.
What is it, inbred? Is your blood too thin for the Sentinel?
On the contrary, the Warp's blessing has raised me too much above your kind, Fon Valencius. The Sentinel refused to submit to me. But you can help. After all, isn't that what family is for?
What, sorry? What sorry, pathetic excuse do you even have for your apostasy? You sordid, wretched piece of grok shit!
Wretched? What do you know about wretchedness? Theodora's cur! Are you hoping to buy a grain of her indulgence with your blind loyalty? Oh, I know this delusion. But thank the gods it no longer has power over me. Humanity can rot. I no longer serve mortal kind. Once my work is done, I'll make that pompous wench Fon Valencius watch as I sacrifice her entire dynasty and commit their fate to the gods. And you, will be the instrument by which I will accomplish this righteous act.
Inbred fucker.
Get out. I am not your puppet.
No. No, fight back, nigga.
Yo, buddy. Still alive.
Did you forget something? I suggest you hurry. Did you forget something? I suggest you hurry.
High levels of caustic humors. The subject is in a state of heightened stress. Do you require assistance?
Yes, yes I do. I require assistance.
Request accepted. Initiating defense protocol.
Oh, nah, that is just fucking dirty.
There is still another way.
Escort the child of the house to safety. Voxcast frequencies disrupted. Initiating setup. Establishing connection.
Faster! Restore communication with the navigator's sanctum. I am trying to contact the bridge. If anyone can hear me on this frequency, regroup all available forces and head to the upper decks at once. I repeat, regroup all available forces and head...
Communication protocols breached. Signal latency assessment unavailable. Unable to establish two-way connection.
I need a weapon. I am utterly defenseless.
Distance from the current location to the nearest arsenal. Initiating situational calculations.
What madness is happening here? Who are you? Who addresses me?
Temporary obnubilation following acute stress. Mobile unit of the Warren Sentinel standing by.
Are you the Warren Sentinel?
Mobile unit of the Warren Sentinel, designed as a personal escort of the child of the house and a means of communicating with the rogue trader's subjects. Mobile unit standing by.
Lead me away from here?
Middle and upper decks. Assuming the probability of safe placement in areas of concentration of armed units. Calculating. To prevent unauthorized units from breaching the warrant chamber, preemptive sealing must be initiated. The mobile unit will start executing the received order immediately after the safety of the warrant is secured.
I always keep my options open.
Mistress? What? Whatever are you doing in the Warren Chamber? How did you... Throne preserve me! What is the meaning of this? What?
He intended to take revenge on Theodora for something, and trying to reach the warrant was somehow part of that plan?
Oh, holy God, Emperor. I presume he is the one responsible for the mutiny. And, Mistress, I wish to remind you that you are to refer to the Lord Captain as Lady Theodora.
What?
Saints' blood!
I'm not gonna...
And it is small wonder that the heretics are so well organized. I thought his order to seal the passages between decks was his attempt to stop the attackers from spreading to other levels. But now I see the real reason. It was to stop the enforcers from intervening. At least you are alive, and now safe, Mistress. Alas, I doubt we can afford to look for a compartment to sit out this disaster. You're in a bad way. I can treat your wounds. I have a Medicaid kit with me. And, for the love of the throne, now is not a good time to be walking around the decks without means of self-defense. Here. Look no further. Let's patch you up.
I owe you a debt. Fate and fortune favor the bold.
That is a noticeable improvement. Now you're prepared for the trials ahead. The lower decks are teeming with heretics instigating the rabble to revolt. But that is the least of our problems. The ship's enforcers are rounding up the scoundrels and suppressing the resistance. The situation on the middle decks is much worse, although strike teams have already been dispatched there. All communication with the bridge and the engineering bay was lost. So, apart from scattered voxcasts, we have no information to go on. But that is not the worst of it all. All these jolts and shaking are most alarming. These are signs that the navigator and the master helmsman are having difficulty translating the ship out of the warp and into real space. I fear that they may have already lost control. We must reach the navigator's sanctum and get a handle on the situation. If we can manage that, some aboard this vessel may yet survive.
I heard one of Theodore's Vox casts.
Lady Theodora's.
Shut the fuck up.
Which one? The last one I received was about the navigator's sanctum, and that was a good while ago. In any case, let us hope that the Lord Captain is well and safely in charge of the ship's defense. In the meantime, we must do all we can to prevent the ship from veering off course.
You better fucking glaze me this much when I become captain if I do.
You sent me a Vox message. Specifically, a Vox cast on the officer's frequency, which I had the good fortune to receive. You mean to say you did no such thing?
I think the Warrant Sentinel may have sent that message. It appeared when I opened the chamber.
Warrant Sentinel? The Lord Captain barely ever ventures down to the chamber, and I was at her side only once or twice when she did. And I did not see anything of the sort.
Oh, fuck.
The Warrant Chamber is an ancient and rather sacred mechanism that the ship's tech priests treat with the utmost reverence. I assume that whatever it is that you did, you must have activated certain processes and caused the Sentinel to awaken. But then, why did none of it happen when Lady Theodora did the same?
Uh-oh. What exactly has gone wrong with the translation?
I am no helmsman, or God Emperor preserve me navigator. However, I've spent my entire life aboard void ships equipped with warp drives, and I know that portents such as these do not bode well. It could be that the Geller field has faltered. Perhaps the navigator was struck down by warp corruption and is fighting for the last shreds of his humanity as we speak. If we get thrown off course, we will be forever lost in the warp. Naturally, we would likely not have long to live in that scenario. But I will not resign myself to such an outcome just yet.
We can expect to find the Navigator Sanction.
During warp transit, the Sanctum is closed to all who are not involved in traversing the Empyrean. And for good reason. For the Navigator to open their third eye and perceive the way, the Sanctum must be bathed in the energies of the Immaterium. Only a Navigator can withstand such an ordeal. For the rest of us, any contact with the warp is fraught with perils such as loss of sanity, spontaneous mutations, and death.
Like how the only spontaneous thing there is mutation and not death outright. The Navigator Sanctum, very well. Will you lead the way?
Absolutely. Let us proceed.
I'm only telling him to lead the way because I don't know which way the way is. And I just flashed myself my own flashlight.
To arms, loyal sons and daughters of the God Emperor! Fight the heresy and corruption that
You know, if it wasn't for the fact that we're related, I'd let her peg me.
The Lord Captain is calling her crew to battle, which means the Vox networks are set up for broadcast transmission, not message exchange. Splendid. While the rogue trader inspires proper resolve to fight in her subjects, you and I shall prove that her trust in us is well deserved. Onward!
On my next offer, believers!
Run, fools, or fall!
You'll make a suitable sacrifice! Chaos guides me.
Just a minor setback.
Death to the weak. Death to non-believers.
Pain and duty go hand in
Out of
hand.
my way. Ah!
I'll see to it personally.
Yo, buddy. Still alive. And thanks, friend.
I'll make it happen. Another enemy down! Who, if not me?
Victory is imminent.
Oops.
At your beck and call.
I serve the ruinous power.
I caught that. I do not care. That was fucking beautiful.
On it. I won't stand for it. My gut tells me it's a bad idea.
I will do, my I've suffered worse. Time to prove my mettle.
I'll make it happen. I refuse
Indeed, reduced to dust. Not my worst day. Oh, yes.
You, buddy. Still alive. And thanks, friend.
Don't you dare leave us now!
Oops.
I'll see to it, personally.
I did not know over-penetration was a thing. I thought there's just like some sort of design thing. Like, oh, you do this and fucking fall. Oh, shit. That's not good.
I'll make it happen. Mere pain won't stop me. It's as good as done. Who, if not me? I've faced worse than this. I'll make it happen. You never stood a chance.
Your seneschal is always there for you.
I have a nose for profit and a taste for adventure.
What advice do you seek?
Let's not waste time with pleasantries. Let us not dawdle.
I am at your service.
I will lead us to fortune. Keep your wits about you.
The Navigator's Sanctum is directly along the passageway. I'm going to...
And so she will enter the halls of the blinded guide and witness the radiance of the final dawn through the cracks and fall victim to a whim of fate.
Mistress, watch your head. Idira, would it be too much to ask that you phrase your soothsayings plainly for once? That was too close.
Sorry, old man. The voices are so loud I can't even hear myself. They shriek, they sing, they... Oh, Abelard, how they sing!
This is Idira Tlas, personal psyker and diviner of Her Ladyship Theodora von Valancius. Idira?
I'm not drunk, old man. I'm suffering the effects of the warp that is seeping through these walls. I see the ship's fate. To die in the waves of the immaterium, fall under the burning rays of the final dawn. And in the roaring blaze, I see a figure standing.
Who is it?
Is it? I have no answer. The voices from beyond the threshold whisper to me. Sometimes their murmurs are clear, they grant insight. Sometimes they drive me mad. But I am patient. I know how to listen and discern. But now, with this clamor around me, too many voices, too loud. And you are Von Valancius, one of Lady Theodora's heirs. Well then, we finally meet.
Officer's frequency. To all who can hear me, those with a weapon in their hands are to gather on the officer's deck at once. I repeat, gather on the officer's deck at once and prepare to launch a counterattack.
That's Edelthrat. Oh, Emperor's Providence. The other heir lives as well. Quickly, we must head to...
Not so fast, old man. If we drown in the warp, Lady Theodora's heirs won't be any good to us. If Edelthrat's like me and hasn't yet surrendered his mind or body to the mercy of the warp, then he can still hold on a little longer without us.
Bitch, you are hopeful.
Blast it. You're right. First, we need to deal with what is happening here.
What are you doing here?
The whispers called me. The ones I could make out among all the screams and screeches. Those who are rocking this boat hit us where it hurt. They went after the navigator, our guide through the warp. Other whispers called me to the enginarium, but it was too late. I heard the cry of our master Cog, and the silence that followed.
What? You don't mean the Enginseer Prime is...
Said, without a doubt. And the voices wail, heralding countless nightmares, cackling at each soul among the hundreds that are now joining the warp. The shriek from the Navigator's sanctum was louder than the rest. And it's better that we saved the Navigator than some lever puller from a cooling module or a cook from the middle decks.
You must have the Navigator as well.
Oh no. No. Nothing is well about him. Can't you feel the chill crawling on your skin?
Yeah, I've been,
the eyes watching you?
I didn't even know I
the
had
warp
this
ice has already
party
encased
muted.
the bulkheads.
I've just been playing fucking
What follows is calamity.
Don't be like that. You had Tiberius.
But we're not just going to stand here and take it, are we? The state of things in here suggests there's a navigator around. Maybe one who's crippled or at death's door, but still kicking. And since our skin hasn't peeled off our faces just yet, his third eye must be closed. At worst, it's a little roughed up. So what are we moping around for? Let's go protect that noble mutant while we're still alive.
Did you want something? I dare not provoke the whispers.
fortune favor the bold.
Don't you dare to cross us!
Creep alert.
Here we go. Chaos guides me. Chaos guides me.
Awkward, dude. Evil conversation. Has what's her name? Has Khan killed herself yet? Is Khan still alive, or? I don't know. Just making sure. You know, I'm on that never say never type shit, you know what I mean? I mean, I hope not, but more bodies to experiment on.
On it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Well, not like that, but jeez, I forgot you can tear niggas in half. The things I would let happen.
Another enemy down.
Holy shit! How strong are these pistols?
Death to the weak.
Someone else can do this. A tactically sound approach. That's not the Seneschal's job. At your beck and call.
Hold on.
What an unfortunate
Oh my
turn
god.
of fate.
I just bludgeoned some, well, not poor fool to death. It was surprising.
Don't let your guard down.
Not true.
I'll see to it. Your end was inevitable.
Not really. I have self-control. I don't live in Washington. Hi, how are you?
I'm not interested. My place is at the fore. It will be done. I took care of this one.
I'm gonna say this. Transformers 1 seems like a goated-ass fucking movie, and I would be glad to watch it. The creature in the chair appears as if it has become one with its throne. I mean, that movie leads up to the war for Cybertron. You see pink parchment-like skin stretched. Yeah, the movie connects to the game. The navigator is breathing heavily in the air, whistling as exits the two dark gills and slits on his chest. The creature's eyes are shut. Two open eyes. Nigga, what?
I believe Master Vespider still lives. Well, the servants are dead. But the chamber, thank the Emperor, is still sealed from the warp. Well, we have a chance of leaving this place alive.
What's wrong with him?
Wounded. Exhausted. Fighting back the endless horrors of the warp that are forcing their way into his head. Pick one.
Your time is short.
We're gonna fix that after core. Time is short.
Fall to your knees, mortals, and behold the final dawn.
It came from beyond! His body is not his!
Thunders under the burden hopes. Unseal your hearts, and I will flood your souls with myriads of words and meanings, each one a portent of salvation within me.
The navigator continues to convulse violently in the sea, shrieking entirely. The menus feed stop, but his face is drenched in water. His third eye
Run! Flee from this place while I still have the strength. I can contain the intrusion, but not for long. We must begin the translation. Leave the warp. But it can't be done without the Master Helmsman's help.
The navigator's still alive, but barely so. What do we do now?
The ship can only begin the translation with the assistance of the Master Helmsman, if he is still alive. It is worth a try. We must get to the bridge, but we will need support. Our only option is to fight our way to the officer's deck and join forces with Edelthrad and his people. I believe we will also find Lady Theodora there. She must have heard the call to arms that the servo skull relayed to us earlier.
Vespidus, good luck. And thank you.
Ah, she was friends with The navigator collected her response. Black tears from some first Good night, mate. How long was that again? Just Navigator appears dead. Only the slave will his chest. Yeah,
I always have a backup
cable
plan.
management is fucking messy. Ugh.
The fuck is that? An elevator?
I think it's T-posing.
Your ship's as good as ours! It's all over for you!
Huh?
I shall pity not your enemies. I shall heed not their pleas.
Somebody shoot these...
I shall betray not your tenets, nor stray one step from them. Take not your gaze from me. Leave me not without your grace.
I told you he would protect us.
My God, my light, my Emperor.
Damn, that portrait makes me want to act. Ah! I wonder if it's possible to corrupt him. The white-haired warrior turned to face you, her dark eyes blazing. The weapon quivers in her hands, and for a brief moment it seems like she's not going to stop, but will instead continue eliminating every target she sees, starting with you.
Sister Argenta! Sister Argenta, it is a relief to see you. We require all the forces we can muster.
Your face, it is unfamiliar. Who are you?
A young woman called Argenta lowers her weapons and scans your small party with an intense gaze, then sets her sights on you. Isabel von Valentius, the Lord Captain's heir.
The hour is dark and daunting. Ship abounds with corruption. The faces of friends are twisted by sneers of heresy. The eyes of comrades ignite with the archenemy's hunger. I will do what I must to halt the advance of the dark forces. But in these dire moments, little can be trusted. So I must know, why are you here?
Want you some Percocets with me? Argenta gives you another stern appraisal. You catch something strange in the dark depth of her eyes, some internal struggle or wordless question. In the end, however, she nods.
Sister, I beg of you. Now is not the time for interrogations. The ship is under attack by heretics. We've been betrayed by our esteemed Master of Whispers. Edelthrad the Heir is waiting for our aid, and Lord Captain Theodora is expecting a report on our success. We are here to deal with the situation. So I suggest we all do just that.
The Sensual is right. There's no time for talk.
Very well. We may leave it at that. For now.
Argenta raises her chin proudly.
I cannot wait to rain righteous fire down upon each and every heretic!
What is a warrior of the Adeptus Sororitas doing aboard a rogue trader ship? Your order serves the ecclesiarchy, do they not?
Sister Argenta is a guest of the Lord Captain. And that story deserves its own time and conversation. Under more appropriate circumstances.
Enough idle chatter. I am where I must be, and that will suffice.
Massacre, my lady! And heretics are not just killing the crew. Some kind of blight is sweeping through the decks, filling the air. I saw people going mad the moment they breathed it in, screaming about seeing their dead comrades, tearing out their eyes. I implore you, my lady, be on your guard.
Who are these people team with you?
Overseer of Middle Deck AL-84, my lady. We were rounding up everyone we could find in the attack compartments, but we ran into an ambush. Just about every enforcer fell. These are the survivors.
We must go to the main deck.
Through this door. I shall join you, for it is my duty to the God Emperor to destroy this heresy.
Argenta nods at the passage to your right. To your right.
We will follow. For now, we will hold off any heretics who might try to crawl in through the cracks to join the main assault. And we'll take a look at the generators while we're at it. Those villains made a mess of the cables. Oh, I wish we had a Tectomat with us. But we'll see what we can do without one.
Good to hear it. Sister?
Ready. May Terra's light illuminate our path through fire and darkness.
I wonder if orders sworn to celibacy.
The Emperor sets my path.
Is there money to be made? Let's not waste time with pleasantries. On it.
Close ranks!
Come to chaos! Death to non-believers! Ah! Out of my
If
way!
I got a melee weapon, I would recommend that. Him, I don't know, for some
I
reason seems to be a
serve
bitch
the
for what he
ruinous
wants.
powers!
Okay, I guess I am too.
Faith without deeds is worthless. Each strike is a prayer.
I bring ruin!
I'd rather not. Tried and tested tactics are the best ones. I will do my duty. Oh, my ears are ringing.
Was that you? Farewell.
No, would have preferred they came in literally any other fucking time.
Chaos guides me! Chaos guides me!
No can do. I'm not so sure. But of course. What an unfortunate turn of fate.
I'll see to it personally. It's as good as done.
Death to the weak! Death to non-believers!
I've suffered worse.
I'll do it.
Fuck that heretic in particular, I guess.
Out of my way!
Reduced to dust! Just a minor setback.
That is not my destiny. They who discern the future own the battlefield. Anything else, farewell.
I won't compromise my principles.
I serve the ruinous powers!
As the Emperor commands, I act. God Emperor, move through me. Be the fire in my heart. Doubt is for the weak.
I have a nose for profit and a taste for adventure.
Nothing escapes my sight.
rise to the top, or get left in the dust. Success is the only outcome I accept. I always keep my options open.
Never doubt me. Always keep your eye on the prize. I always get the job done.
No can do.
Fate and fortune favor the bold. I always have a backup plan.
Over there!
Are you lost, my heir?
An apparition. A sorceress apparition. Trickery of the warp.
Sister, you will lower your weapon. Threatening the Lord Captain is outrageous.
doubt you are aware of the limits of what is possible. For your worldview is but an iota of what a rogue trader knows and sees. But I can tell that you would like me to share that knowledge with you. That power over reality. I can lead you out of these flames, show you a path, rid you of pain, and give you a weapon so that you may defeat your enemies. Decide.
Do not listen to this abomination. If there is naught but his light in your heart, if you are resolute in your faith, then step into the flames. The Emperor protects. His faithful will not be deterred by either darkness or deceitful promises. Nor will the fire burn those who carry the torch of faith in their soul.
I'm only going too far because I wish to fucking get under those fucking armor platings, but...
To the void with you. We need to follow Lady Theodora before we suffocate in this furnace.
The people! The survivors from the middle decks! We must help the crew! Lead them out! Find a way around!
Then we'll miss our chance to meet up with Edel... What are we waiting for?
Money to be made.
Where did she... go? The thing was standing in front of us in the fire? I could have sworn.
To the same place all unholy visions go. Do you want to follow it, witch?
Your seneschal is always there for you.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Duty prevails.
Too late! We are too late! Or perhaps Edelthrad and his escort never made it here.
Or they could be fighting on the bridge as we speak. Without us.
My lady, I beg your pardon for interrupting. The people are asking for orders. You came back to save us. So now we will follow you through thick and thin.
To the bridge. If Edelthrad is there, then he requires immediate assistance. I say there is one thing that I find most troubling. The Lord Captain's Voxcasts. They are still coming in, even though it would make sense for Lady Theodora to be on the bridge right now, at the head of the counter-assault. I feel uneasy. What if the Lord Captain is besieged in her own chambers? With your permission, I suggest that we confirm for ourselves that she is not. We can use the same elevator that Lady Theodora and Mort headed for earlier.
I always keep my options open.
Would you look at that?
Let us not dawdle. Always keep your eye on the prize. I always have a backup plan.
No. Oh.
I will lead us to fortune. Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Sins hidden in the heart turn.
I have a nose for profit, and a taste for adventure.
Theodora von Valencia's body is sprawled on the large, blood-drenched desk. The arch-militant's corpse, still clutching a weapon.
Emperor, accept thy faithful souls.
Sister of Battle Service, her gaze lingering in Archmilitant's body.
No! Lord Captain, I didn't hear a thing. Not a whisper, not a breath. It was so loud. Why didn't I foresee this?
Theodora's heart-rending scream shakes the walls. She collapses to her knees, her body shuddering as she weeps.
Lord Captain, who would even dare? Unless that rat, Voidsphere.
Abelard, stunned, takes a few steps forward and leans heavily on the edge of the desk. His eyes are locked on Theodora's body.
How could Mort have failed her so terribly? The Arch-Militant was born on a death world. He had lightning-fast reflexes.
I can look at things in my own way. If you find something that might bear the imprint of the killer, just give it to me, and I'll try to see what secrets it holds.
Yadira sobs and gets up. She glances around looking lost. You lean closer to the body. The cause of death is apparent. Into the rogue trader's life was an auto-pistol shot. An extraordinarily accurate that. Theodora fully spares an expression of surprise, the last emotion she experienced in life. Something on the floor catches your eye. A heap of blood, splattered parchment, and scrolls that must have fallen off the desk. As you lean down for a closer look, you notice something else. Small shards of glass shattered on the floor. It's difficult to say what exactly was broken. The object fell on the floor, and that is as much as you can ascertain. Upon closer examination, the shards appeared iridescent rather than completely transparent as they had been submerged in tofu. Reports, accounts, dispatches. You go to the scrolls until you stumble across a document that is starkly different from the rest. His handwritten letter signed with the initial XC, with the seal and the symbol that is vaguely familiar to you. And sends shiver down your spine. The author of the letter is addressed to Theodora von Valencia, signed it with the seal of one of the holy orders of the Emperor's Inquisition, the secret police of the Imperium that relentlessly hunts down heretics, Xenos, and other enemies of humanity.
I see streaks of color, luminescence, blue lights, faces drawing closer. Lady Theodora and Conrad and what is that? Ah!
Yes.
Something dark, enormous. Oh, this glass thing was something foul, that's for sure.
Theodora scoops up a handful of shards and clenches them in her fist with such strength that blood starts dripping on the floor. She shakes her hands, looking frightened.
Tainted witchcraft.
You cannot tell if Argenta's remark is directed at glass shards or Theodora herself. Theodora's whole body shudders.
It doesn't work like that. I can try to read the memories of objects, but dead bodies are a different story. Something like that would require her soul. And after what we saw on the officer's deck, I won't risk searching for it in a warp.
You may best be on her way, then.
Yes, the crucible of battle calls to me once more.
Yes, Mommy, I'll follow you to battle, Mom. I mean, yeah, I understand.
No, wait! We must see if we can find anything.
Idira, you can't bring her back. Let her go.
Amur lays a hand on her shoulder.
You'd give up so easily, old man? I expected as much from the sister. It's not like she has a heart. But you? Oh no. I'll get to the bottom of this. I'll find the one responsible for murdering the Lord Captain. And when I do, that scum will regret the day they were born.
Idora clenches her fists. Esteemed Theodora, a change in circumstances demanded your immediate assistance in our mutual cause. Forthwith, upon receiving this letter and performing the necessary preparations of the crew, you are to depart for the Reichgard system. One of my acolytes, Interrogator Henrik von Kalox, operates there at the present time. Upon your arrival in the system, you will without a doubt make contact with him. We will, without delay, make contact with him and offer any assistance required of you, after which you will provide him passage to the... not pronouncing that, aboard your ship. On footfall, the interrogator will remove himself from your presence to await further instruction. Anticipating any questions you may have, I will stress that the nature of Interrogator von Calix's activity on Reichard Minoris is of no concern to you. If required, von Calix himself will disclose the details of the mission. Damn, nigga, that sucks. That's some fucking explaining to do.
I always keep my options open.
The whispers are getting louder.
Your Emperor won't save you!
Damn. At your beck and call.
I'll make it happen. You never stood a chance. My gut tells me it's a bad idea. I'll see to it personally.
Faith without deeds.
Will do. Be gone.
Someone else can do this.
I refuse.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Anything else? I'm not so sure. I fall back now.
Victory is imminent. Indeed. Target well struck.
I won't stand for it. I don't need luck. I have strategy.
On it. Just as I foretold.
I took care of this one.
Let us not dawdle. Always keep your eye on the prize.
The first sacrifice opens the eye. The second sacrifice draws its gaze.
Help has arrived. Too late to change the tide, I'm afraid. But if there is any honor in you, we can at least die with dignity and give our lives for the rogue trader. God Emperor, preserve us. The rogue traitor is dead. The ship has lost her Lord Captain, and the house its head. No matter what ritual Kunrad is performing there, the warp is too strong. I cannot withstand it. I feel my body changing with every second. The warp is ringing in the air. This is the end. We will perish in the warp, along with the Warrant and all the dynasty's heirs. The enemy of humanity has triumphed.
I've seen it before. We'd better get away from him. The changes are already accelerating.
Then we have no right to bow our heads. We are out of time!
Voigtvier, you duplicitous cur, the rogue trader's death will be avenged.
What? Theodora is dead? No, that can't be.
The ritual will not be completed. I'll take care of it. And you, see to it that the void ship breaks free from the warp. Watch over our realm. And farewell.
Edelthrad, don't! Your ritual won't be finished, heretic! Run, fools! Or fall!
I'll make it happen. Who, if not me? I'll make it happen.
I'll do it. Strike is a prayer. Doubt is for the weak.
Not the Scryer's job. But of course. What an unfortunate turn of fate.
Huh. Huh. Huh.
Chaos guides me.
Are they alive?
My faith strengthens me.
I must not falter.
Chaos guides me. Your blood will flow.
As the Emperor commands, I act. This is unacceptable. I'll do it. Faith without deed can escape the Emperor's judgment. Stop it!
At your beck and call. I will do my duty. It will be done.
Follow my lead. Death to the weak. Oh.
My faith shields me.
I should have foretold that.
Follow my lead.
You should feel honored to witness this.
That is not my destiny. Was that you? Or...
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
Anything else?
On it.
Will do.
My ears are ringing. Indeed. Victory is imminent.
A temporary setback. Taking calculated risk is my second nature.
On it.
I'll make it happen.
Whispers call to me. But of course. Was that you? Or... I'm not so sure.
It will be done. At your beck and call. Just a minor setback. Time to prove my mettle. Injury is not an excuse to shirk one's duty.
Holy shit! I'm gonna be getting my ass kicked in this game. I mean, that was just fucking amazing, honestly.
I'll see to it personally.
Not the Scryer's job. Will do. Farewell.
I'll make it happen. Another enemy down! Accept your lot!
What is this foreboding? That is not my destiny. Anything else? What an unfortunate turn of fate.
On it.
I serve the ruinous powers.
As the Emperor continues, my Emperor! Each strike is a prayer.
Cover me!
That's not the Seneschal's job. I will do my duty. I'd rather not.
Stay vigilant. Death to non-believers. Break their morale. Weapon at the ready.
I'll brush this off.
High momentum.
Power resides in the will of the righteous. Doubt is for the weak. I'll do it. None can escape the Emperor's judgment. I refuse.
I'll make it happen.
I am your doom.
I've suffered worse.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Will do. I'm not so sure. On it.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time. At your beck and call.
My faith strengthens me.
Why did I not foresee this?
I will avenge you.
Follow my lead. Get to the heretics.
I'll do it. Doubt is for the weak. That is not the Emperor's
My prescience has failed me. Will do.
Victory is imminent. Indeed. My ears are ringing.
Follow my lead.
Rejoice in battle! As the Emperor commands, I will do my Emperor. I'll do it. Faith without deeds is worthless.
I feel cold. I know what is to come. But of course, will do.
I will do my duty. Someone else can do this.
By the manner of their death, we shall know them. Doubt is for the weak, eradicated.
Is there money to be made?
The heir is dead. He sacrificed himself to save the entire dynasty.
A noble deed. Let the crew offer prayers for the hero who renounced his impure life in the name of humanity.
Miscalculations are for commoners. I don't make mistakes. I make...
Drivor, Master Helmsman, systems status report.
By the Emperor, it's the Seneschal, living and breathing. Oh, well, there's a tricky question. The old place is so overgrown with foul wickedry, we'll be scrubbing it off the vid screens for throne knows how long. Must have been Providence. It better have been the Emperor's, not someone else's. When they barged in here, the ones with the Master of Whispers, some officers charged them, but it wasn't even a fight. I grabbed whoever I could and dragged them behind the cogitators. Then, I prayed for our rescue.
We need to re-establish contact with Navigator's Sanctum. It's the only chance of escaping from the warp. Your word seems to knock the officer out of their stupor, and the air around you fills with voices and commands being issued. You hear someone sobbing, one of the survivors buckling in distress. Abelard cuffs the crying officer without even looking.
Restore the Vox channel to the Navigator's Sanctum. Ready the crew. Prepare for translation to real space.
Abelard pauses for a few seconds before turning
You
to
may call me superstitious, but translation is not a good time to disregard rules. You are the only one who speaks for House von Valancius. You may not be the Lord Captain, but you, more than anyone else, deserve to take her place in the ritual that is about to commence.
You direct your attention upward to the throne that sits at the apex of the tall staircase. What must I do?
Take the Lord Captain's seat. Order the final preparations. Wait for the officers to report. Oh, blast it all to the void. Translation is a craft, not something to be explained in a tick. Just go up to the throne, mistress. These people are about to do the impossible. The least they deserve is the solace of seeing a figure sitting in the usual spot. And please, hurry. Every second we waste is a terrible risk.
Yeah, if I can, I'm replacing your cuntish ash. I'm ready. Begin the ritual in my honor. You know I got the drip, drip, drip for it. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Huh. It is fucking weird. It is absolutely fucking beautiful. The image before you is hazy, swaying in sorcerous currents invisible to the mortal eyes, as if whatever it's beneath this thin shell is constantly changing while still remaining the same. It has taken on the guise of Theodora, but the false rope trader's eyes reveal these entities' true, surreal nature. One of Theodora's eyes is engulfed in otherworldly fire. The other, a vessel of ancient evil, pours into you. A voice seeps directly into your brain without ever reaching your ears, and then knows beneath all the horrors of the warp.
Who are you to oppose destiny itself for the sake of lives that are not your own? So many threads stretch between you and other creatures of your world. Pitiful, worthless links, ready to shatter at the slightest touch.
Yeah, resonance emerges with the voices. I want to get your full roots into your consciousness. A moment later, you realize that all these voices are the myriad manifestation of the same call that finally invaded your mind. I am saving my people. Do your worst, but you cannot stop me. The door lets out a long screech, a shrill, overwhelming sound that can only be
Lead
interpreted
them,
as
mortal. Guide them. Persuade them. Force them to walk your path. You will need followers, for destiny is preordained.
The aspirant vowed to return with a trophy, a relic that could serve the edge of daybreak. That fate was assured, and the steps chosen. And yet, you broke the unbreakable when you took the aspirant's place. I see you. On the day when the final dawn rises over the Iron World, I see you by my side on that day. The day of my resurrection.
Your head begins to spin and vicious drops slither down your cheeks. You blink and you're no longer looking at Theodora. It is the traitor Vut, the German dude. Just as fluid and ephemeral as the previous apparition in the scene, a terrifying voice seethes from his lips.
Your image is woven into the tapestry of things to come. I am the will of the weaver of destinies, and today I will weave a new thread of elusive possibilities and fickle chances. The thread that will lead you out of the maw of irreversibility. The thread that will help you find the keys to salvation. The thread that will guide you and the weapon of our return to me.
The image is scattered by invisible sorcerer's wings, and you see Ideria. Her eyes that glow with the same sinister flame.
The path is set, child of the dawn. The thread is woven. Follow it, servant of mine.
Yeah, I'm not reading these. I'm going to sleep after this shit. Fuck that.
Seneschal, the navigator's sanctum is silent. The Vox signal is stable, which means...
The Navigator gave his life battling the storm that nearly claimed the Von Valancius flagship. We will honor his memory, along with that of all who died this day.
Seneschal, will you tell us now? Who is that? Where's the Lord Captain?
As First Officer, it is my duty to inform you, with the greatest regret and indelible sorrow, that Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius is dead. May her memory never fade from the annals of the dynasty. By right of blood succession, and with the absence of other kin who could challenge this decision, it is hereby declared that the successor to Theodora von Valancius is her heir, the rightful inheritor of the Warrant of Trade, and the title of Rogue Trader. The official ascension ceremony will be held at a later time. In the interim, have you lost your tongues? Hail your lady. It is because of her toils that we all still live. The deed is done, mistress. My apologies. I meant to say, Lord Captain.
The treachery of the Master of Whispers was fruitless, but victory came at a great cost. Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius perished along with her heir, Edelthrad, and thousands of crew members. Yet hope remained. For the second in line to the Rogue Trader dynasty survived. And through the strength of her resolve, saved those who were counting on her for protection.
Deep shadows of awareness can be seen on Abelard's face. Though the old officer's eyes are keen, they rake over you from head to toe. He frowns, mutters something, then nods to himself. Well then, your ladyship. You cannot help but notice Essential does not know how to talk to you or where to begin. His hesitation brings an involuntary smirk to your face, as though someone else entirely is gloating at the old officer's confusing. Seeing your smile, Abelard holds himself together. Oh, fuck right this part. You must now hold your first officer's breeding in your new role as Lord Captain. For many of those who are about to join us on the bridge, this will be their first briefing. We sustained massive losses among the senior and middle-ranking officers. Some posts have to be filled by the deputy, while the others go unfulfilled entirely. And now the deck clans are deciding who will take over the leaderless crews. It appears the heretics were deliberately targeting the vessel's command. They knew exactly whom they were looking for and where they could be found, which is unsurprising given that their informant was our own Master Whispers, that one cunt, Abelard purposes. What's the agenda of this meeting? Reports of the condition of the shipping crew. The Lord Captain is not usually drawn away from reporting affairs to attend to such routine briefings, but this is a unique situation. I am still receiving updates across the ship, and they are not encouraging. Getting this bird to fly could take a gargantuan effort, even so far as you personally negotiate with the authorities of the system we are currently in. So prepare to hear a bevy of complaints and excuses, Your Ladyship. Take this opportunity to get a good look at the officers who work 6 decks away from the bridge, and they in turn will have the honor of beholding the visage of the Lord Captain. Fucking hell, fuck, yeah. Emerges at the briefing. With a gesture, Abelard relays the order to the adjutants in the far end of the magnificent chamber. Looks to the left of the chamber. A dozen pairs of eyes bore onto you, the expressions revealing restraint, joy, curiosity, and wariness. Attention officers, you'll be granted an order. Lord Captain Isabel von Velazquez will present the conduct of today's briefing. Our most gracious Lord Captain is ready to hear your reports. Perhaps you would introduce those present, Abelard? As always, Lordship! Abelard points to a tall, slender woman, whose body seems to contain many implants as does flesh. Vigdis Seriata, of the Tulliman line, our new Voxmaster. Fuck you. It is an honor to serve, Your Ladyship. The Voxmaster offers a deep bow. Aboard this vessel, you will have at your command thousands of crew members and hundreds of officers and section chiefs, and are responsible for receiving, processing, and sending all communications between you and them, as well as external sources. I am your eyes and mouth and Lord Captain. Besides her is Raver, Master Helmsman. He steers our ship along the course set by the Lord Captain and monitors the void around us to ensure that we do not stray into an astral revealed or a pirate trap. The bearded man with the pale, almost transparent skin, large dark circles under his eyes, and a deep dour expression that seems to be hard-wired into his face gives a sullen nod. Hey, Lord Captain, this here ship as good as home to me, so rest assured she's in safe hands. I'll die before I let her come to any grief. And lastly, our High Factorum Janus Danrock, who oversees supplies, procurement, and the general material well-being of the ship. Oh, he looks ugly as fuck. Dressed in an embroidered jacket, the heavy-set man with oiled hair offer an obsequious smile and bows. It is an honor, Your Ladyship. You may trust me with all matters concerning your comfort. Everything will be done to the highest standard. Ow, that actually hurt my jaw. In the second row, we have the 3 officers charged with overseeing the ship's vital functions. The Master of Ordnance is responsible for the artillery aboard the ship, and Furnace Master, whose crews work to prevent and extinguish fires of the ship. And lastly, the Drive Master. Look here. This is the god that somehow is allowed to exist, for fuck's sake. The 3 officers salute you, the Furnace Master does so with confidence, while the Master of Ordnance betrays nervousness. The Drive Master offers a salute resembling a dance involving the complicated manipulation of all the tech priest mechadendrites. Is right? Thank you, Ablar. Greeting to you all. I serve at your pleasure, Lord Captain. I wish to hear the Infernus report. Yes, Lord Captain. The tall man bows his head in deference. I can report that all fires across all decks have been extinguished. The preliminary damage assessment in terms of material losses and crew casualties have been completed. The results have been submitted to the Essential and the High Victorium. The post passed to him. Fuck you, kill yourself, I'll bless every sort. We are tolling day and night to complete day and night. Day and night. To compile a full account of the losses. The task will require next to no involvement from your ladyship. I will personally ensure that all damaged components are given to the tech priest's hands for attention, and all lost supplies are replaced. There is only one resource that I cannot replenish single-handedly, and that is the people. We have lost more than 2,000 crew members, and unfortunately this number is not confined to the scum of the lower decks, which is easily replaced, but also includes trained professionals. I'm narrating because there's no voice acting for this part. You will be able to make up our losses on the nearest planet, Rakard Minoris. Head of the planet, the whole system, in fact, belongs to the Winterscale Rogue Trader Dynasty. We cannot simply begin recruiting on the planet without first coming to an understanding with the Governor. In that respect, I am powerless. Negotiations at this level is a matter for the Rogue Trader. Especially true given Caligo's Winterscale's penchant for attacking first and asking questions later, with the kind that thick-skulled thugs who usually stalls the governors of the planets, rumbles on the planet. Drive Masters, I want to hear you now. A voice, distorted by a vox retranslator, emerges from under the tech priest's scarlet hood. Lord Captain, the foes that set upon this noble void ship destroyed the repositories of hundreds of machine spirits. The great warp engine entrusted into my charge is unharmed, thank the Omnissiah, but its spirits mourns its dead brethren. We have not yet identified a prayer protocol capable of sharing its sorrow and anger. With great sorrow, I must also report that the Engine Seer, Prime Overseer, and spiritual authority of all tech priests on board fell in battle. The Magos was betrayed by the little flesh that remained part of him. A most terrible loss. There is no one among my comrade aboard whose experience and comprehension of the sacred protocols equals that of the fallen Magos. We require a replacement and as soon as possible. I see, thank you. The tech priest bows her head. Master Helmsman. Right you are, Captain. To cut a long story short, the outlook is bleak. The ships are sound more or less, but without our engine seer, prime, and navigator who fell in battle, we have no way out of the system. If we try to set so much as a toe inside the warp, I don't know what'll happen first. Our warp drive's being torn apart, or us melting into the bulkheads. Your ladyship, I would, if you will allow me to interject, when we arrived in the system, my crew followed standard protocol and conducted kind of unavailable communication channels in the regions. One of them was the Novice Nobilite Station. The station maintains complete Vox silence, but even its presence here inspires hope. To have located a navigator in the very same system is an incredible stroke of luck. It's a true blessing from Daddy Emperor, from the God Emperor. A sharp bolt of pain lances through your skull, as if in response to what you just heard. You understand that it is not the God Emperor you should thank for such good fortune. The words of the demon daemon that appeared before you during the translation to a real space echoes in your mind. I am the will of the Reaver of Destinies, and today I will weave you it's a Zinch demon. And I'll weave you new thread of elusive possibilities and fickle chances. The thread that will lead you out of the mountain. I'm not going to try to pronounce that right now. The thread will come and help you find the keys to salvation. If I were you, I'd grab this chance with both hands and ride it like a donkey. Or else you'll soon be eyeing up asteroids to use your new residence. In slightly less shitty news, we could go round and round the system till our heads are swimming as long as the Promethium and supplies last. And if any thick-ass grok shit low lives come sniffing around, we'll be able to take them out, so don't worry on that score. The Master of Ordnance gives you a gloomy look. No, my job's simple. Maintain the arsenal and fire where I'm told. But just ask anyone. We've got no able crew. No Lord Captain. Master of Ordnance, you forget yourself, Nick. Oh, right, that would have been disastrous. You went through with it. So what? Comes the officer, hostile and bitter reply. It is as if a dam has burst aside and all its pent-up emotions are rushing out of him. Gotcha, bow wow. The ship's in ruins, every second officer's dead, and now we've got a grained Lord Captain who's supposed to lead us to void knows where. Silence! The bridge magnificent's glass pane seems to tremble with the force of Ablo's roar. Enforcers! Seize this mutineer! Ablard grunts. If only one officer out of the whole lot have fallen. If only one officer of the whole lot has fallen to pieces, and that's not as bad as at all, your ladyship. I do humbly apologize on behalf of the entire crew. What would you have us do with the Master of Ordnance? The former Master of Ordnance, I should say. Decide, find a replacement, that is, for we already have one lined up. Stand down. Release him. I have no intentions of punishing a man for a moment of weakness, not after the terrible attack we have endured. Ablar stares unblinkingly at the Master of Ordnance. Cease your sniveling. You disgrace yourself and your entire clan. Enough. The hysterics are over. Let us resume. The Master of Ordnance stands up, wiping the blood from his broken nose. His face is a picture of shock. What just happened seemed to be dawning on him now, and the knowledge of his fate he so nearly escaped. To summarize, we have sustained serious losses in crew members, and we require new engines here, prime and navigator. Yeah, that makes sense. Is this all that is preventing us from continuing the voyage? Precisely, Lord Captain. But bear in mind that this will not be the end to our trials. The ship's systems must be properly inspected for major damage, which can only be carried out at Footfall Station home. To only dock the yard. Fucking hell. But we will never reach Footfall without first solving these 3 immediate problems. What can you tell me about the system in which we currently find ourselves in? I see to the Vox Master on this point. Fuck you, Mistress Tullyman. We are in the Rykard star system. Our voyage here was undertaken on the orders of your ladyship's predecessor. There are 3 inhabited bodies in this system, and our attempts to send Vox messages have produced confounding results. The Novice Noble 8 station has not simply failed to answer, it seems to be maintaining total Vox silence. However, we did receive a distress signal from the prison plan. Fuck. And Reichel Minois herself is also not responding to your hails, but what is the most alarming is that our augurs have intercepted signals from the surface and seems to indicate ongoing hostilities on the planet. The situation is not very encouraging, but without a navigator, a tech priest, and a new crew members, we won't be able to travel anywhere. Therefore, we must go to the planet and the fuck you. Thank you all for your reports. Dismissed. The assembled officers salute you as one. Hail Hydra. Fucking twats. Your ladyship, there's one more thing, a confidential matter of the utmost importance. The Lady Theodora, Ambler hesitates, your eternally esteemed predecessor, brought the ship here to the system for a reason. She was given a secret commission. You perhaps are wondering who has the authority to commission a rogue trader to do anything. And I shall tell you, the Lord Inquisitor, the hand of the Emperor, the chief architect of his will in the Kronos expanse. I came across a strange handwritten letter in Theodora's desk. It was signed XC. You are referring to the content of the note, I presume? You're quite right. XC. Xavier Kazakar. Fuck you. Lady Theodora is here to seek out the Lord Inquisitor's right-hand man, Henix von Karlax. An interrogator, you understand. Oh, this... I'm losing my fucking care to do this. Idiora's sister Agrenta, explain yourself. The sister battle grimly lost her Idora. The Psyker is suffering some ailment or dark madness. She insisted on seeing the rogue trader. I judged that it would be unwise to leave her unsupervised. For a brief moment, Sister Agrenta voiced her hesitant. I was also hoping to approach you with a personal request, but it can wait. Speak to me when you have time, rogue trader. Are you mobbing me? Idora gazes, eyes rose over the assembly. One of those burst from her lips. Daybreak. We cannot extract any information of every single word. Can you tell us anything else specific? What was I can't make sense of it. As soon as I know, it seems so important. That was tongue twisting fucking hell. Jesus Christ. I feel like I'd be better off molesting a fucking cabbage at this point. I don't care. Where's Mommy Agrenta? I need her to fucking step on me more than anything. Fucking set twat. Greetings, Lord Cap. I don't care. Where's my fucking white woman? My potential future abuser and lover.
Rogue trader.
Grenta looks tired. There are dark circles in her eyes. Her hair is somewhat disheveled, and she moves like she's on the little on the edge. You said a personal request from me.
I indeed have a request, Rogue trader.
Oh, thank you. Voice acting. Fuck! The accursed servants of chaos who assaulted the ship took the lives of their loyal crew member. They orphaned many children, including the prophecy of those brave progeny of those brave authors, different posts until they ran. I don't know what customary practices there are for cases like this in line for the Lactus territory, but in the world I'm familiar with, the children of such brave souls could expect to receive some sort of special consideration. Perhaps a world could meet the orphans. I will meet with them, no formalities needed. These are the children of people who gave their lives for the Von Karsteins. I don't fucking care anymore. Dynasty. My consideration is the least that they deserve. I will pass on your instructions. Thank you for taking my request to heart. You're welcome, mommy. I mean, miss. Fuck. I don't want to fucking go to sleep. I was supposed to go to sleep a fucking hour ago, but yeah, fuck you. I'm gonna start fucking these guys. I'm gonna start talking to them. Because I am not a Dr. Disrespect. The motley group of adolescents, do not take their eyes off you, glazing and gazing at you as if you were a creature straight from a fairy tale. Fairy tale. Are indefectible. As we're keeping an eye on these pups. Abelard glances the gathered children. It is hardly the Scola Progenum in here, but we have provided the orphans on our ship with adequate care and instruction. Agrandra standing at the side of the group. As you approach, she perks up and announces the voice ring. Brave ones, the master of the ship has appeared before you, the one who guides it through the darkness. Emperor's Will, Green Lord Captain, the rogue trader of the house on fucking Karsteins. I'm gonna fucking kill you. What was his voice again? You notice Master Enrich Montag, who stands a few paces away from the orphans. He watches you with approval and bows his head respectfully and meets his gaze. Furnace Master, do you serve as teacher in spare time? Not at all, your ladyship. I'm just looking out for them. It's the Infernus way to help folks in trouble. It's our job, after all, so we chip in rations here and there and make sure nobody gives them a hard time. We take the older ones into the clan's care if they want. Many of the guilds are not our family by blood, but by circumstance. Your Lord Captain greets you, brave ones. Teenagers keep staring at you. A girl who has remained close to Argrenta smiles uncertainly. A scale-penny lad tries to throw his shoulders back and stand at attention like a soldier. Only a few teenagers at the far end seem sullen and not particularly impressed. One of the scowling visitors with a thin scar across her face tosses her head back and says bitterly, So what? Why should we care? Our friends and parents said in their dozens when you low line. You just give us speeches? Argrenta quickly turns to the boy. A flutter of emotions flashes in her dark eyes, like she wants to both calm him and scold him for his impudence and kill him. If you have things to say them without fear. I will listen. Oh, it's most grimly. It doesn't matter what we say. It won't bring our parents back, and it won't change our fates either. We'll just keep slaving away on this ship until we drop and die like our folks or worse. I understand your grief and dismay. Your parents died. It's not an easy thing to go through, but they gave their lives for the truth, for the good of the whole ship, for the Imperium. Do not speak of their honorable fate with such anger and disdain. Niggas bribing the kids with candy. Let's hope we keep that.
Greetings. This ship was targeted by heretical pirates, which means that my presence here and the assistance I provide to you are my sacred duty. Sooner or later, I will likely have to return to Footfall to protect its reliquary. But for now, I wish to remain a part of the Rogue Trader's crew.
Yeah, I was fucking fading away.
Those are very courteous words, Rogue Trader. Thank you, both for your words and your hospitality.
We're fucking soon. We are fucking soon. There ain't no way around it.
About me? I am the Emperor's daughter and his servant. What else is there to tell about me?
Cup size?
Gladly. There are none more faithful to the God Emperor than my sisters. We fight against his enemies by the will of the Holy Ecclesiarchy. I beg your pardon, Rogue Trader. Here I am talking about what every lesser noble in the Imperium knows. So what exactly are you interested in hearing about? Once I had completed my novitiate, I was sent to the Calixian branch of the Order of Our Martyred Lady, assigned to the Order's Pronatus.
Could have been anyone else.
The Order's mission is vital and noble. The Sisters Pronatus protect great relics of the Imperium. We guard them, preserve them, escort them when they are brought onto the battlefield or presented for pilgrims to venerate. And we seek out the relics that have been lost. Neither a coven of heretics nor the most wicked death world can deter Sisters Pronatus when their goal is to return a piece of the great legacy of the Imperium into the hands of the faithful. Don't let the name deceive you. The Order's militant trains sisters to march onto the battlefield as an army. That does not make sisters who belong to the non-militant orders timid and helpless.
face. You're not timid. I let you break my fucking spine.
Both the solace-bringing Sisters Hospitaller and the enlightened Sisters Dialogus know how to greet enemies of humanity. Their dialogue with heretics is usually quite short, with the last word being a bolter discharge.
Or a weird fetishized whip.
And my order has all the more reason to be known for the martial prowess of its sisters. We are the keepers of the Imperium's relics. What would become of our blessed hero's legacy if the Sisters Pronatus could not protect it? It is. The Sisters of Battle are a fire lit by the God Emperor. They are the echo of his voice that travels through the dark expanses of the universe. We bring his wrath to heretics, mutants, and other enemies of humanity. We protect the faithful from the unholy and unhallowed. Sometimes with words, more often than not with a bolter. Even the novices of the Adeptus Sororitas are drawn from among the most worthy. Those who have taken the vows and become a full-fledged sister are the best of the best, tested by trials of body and spirit. Yes, there have been cases when a sister stumbled or showed weakness, but do not expect to hear a story of depravity or downfall from me.
I'm not trying to hear a story of fucking depravity. I'm trying to make a story of depravity with you.
Each such occurrence is a great tragedy for us all. Light cannot bear the smallest speck of darkness within. And thus those who have trespassed or shown weakness of spirit are given a chance at redemption. They are called Sisters Repentia, and may the enemy tremble before her, for nothing can stop a sister of battle who yearns to be cleansed of fault and weakness.
Ooh, no.
Wearing nothing but robes, no armor, eviscerator in hand, those sisters who have once faltered find repentance on the battlefield. Their lives are seldom long, but a death in the name of purgation is a better fate than to live with a shadow in one's soul. The Order sent me to Footfall. My undertaking was to assist the local priesthood of Drusians in caring for a sacred reliquary that had been there since the time of Parson Mr. Wayne, the station's founder. None that I'm aware of, but the Sisterhood's orders are many, and can operate independently of one another, sending their sisters wherever their presence is needed as deemed by the ecclesiarchy. Perhaps somewhere in the Lord Inquisitor's retinue, may his path be blessed, my sisters perform their duty as we speak. I wish it were so. Even a single evening spent in joint prayer and training would bring me joy. Should any more arise, keeping them to yourself would be imprudent. It is a virtue to take an interest in holiness. I first came here when I found myself in need of passage from Footfall to a remote planet. But I imagine what interests you is not that first journey, but rather what brought me aboard prior to the pirate attack. That story is complicated. It just so happened that I made a mistake. In a moment of laxity, I was ambushed by the accursed followers of the archenemy. I was badly wounded. Lady Theodora came to my aid and brought me aboard her ship, while her crew attended to me in my weakened state. It all happened not too long ago. I'd barely recovered from my wounds when the pirates struck. Truly, the servants of evil know no rest. There is no place where we can be safe from their machinations. Sadly, they did not. Lady Theodora was in a hurry and chose not to stay on the planet. Her people took me to a ship while I was unconscious, and when I came to my senses, we were already flying away. How I pray to come face to face with those heretics once more, and it's bound to happen someday. It happens even to the best of us. My mistakes are my burden to bear. I'll find a way to atone for them. I hadn't been here that long. Just one journey from Footfall, and the other journey, the majority of which I spent in the confines of the medbay. I can't tell you much about the first voyage. I was more focused on prayers and ruminations than on the people around me, or the journey itself. During the last journey, Seneschal Viserion stood out for me. He came by several times to ask about my health. He's an honorable man and a loyal servant of the Imperium. I think he is as meticulous in his inspections of the logistics systems as he is in his inquiries about the health of the occasional sister of battle aboard the ship. But not all. On one of the recently discovered planets in the Expanse. No one suspected that it had already been tainted by the filth of heresy. Had I known it beforehand, of course I would have been on my guard. The path to that planet was lost. All the knowledge is gone, along with the previous navigator. It would take immense effort and resources to rediscover the route. The heir to the von Valanci's protectorate must have plenty of other issues to deal with right now. Perhaps later, when the skies above our heads have cleared. As you wish.